Neil Falls. In July 2015, a man named Neil Falls contacted a woman named Heather Saul in Charleston, West Virginia, through an escort website. When he arrived at her home, he quickly pulled out a gun and tried to overpower her. He believed she would be an easy target, but Neil had made a terrible mistake. Heather fought back with incredible strength and determination. In the middle of the violent struggle, she managed to grab the gun from him and shot him in self-defense. Neil Falls died right there at the scene. When police searched his car, they were shocked by what they found. Handcuffs, multiple knives, a machete, shovel, trash bags, bleach, and a handwritten list containing names and phone numbers of other women. Investigators strongly believe he was responsible for several unsolved murders of women in different states. A suspected serial killer who had been hunting vulnerable women for years was finally stopped. Not by police, but by the very woman he thought would become his next victim. Heather Saul's bravery ended his crimes that night. Fredia Cheetah Gibbs versus the Grim Sleeper. Lonnie Franklin Jr., known as the Grim Sleeper, was one of Los Angeles' most dangerous serial killers. He is suspected of murdering over 10 women. One night in the 1990s, he saw a woman who looked tired and upset at a club. She wanted to go home. He offered her a ride like a gentleman, let her sit inside first, and then closed the door. But the inside door handles had been removed. She was trapped. When he revealed his evil intentions, he thought he had full control. What he didn't know was that the woman was Fredia Cheetah Gibbs, a professional kickboxer with years of intense training. Since childhood, her martial arts master uncle had trained her every single day. He would lock the door and force her to fight him just to earn the key and leave the dojo. Inside the car, Fredia used all that training. She blocked his punches, countered powerfully, dragged him to the back, and beat him so badly that he screamed, cried, and begged for mercy. He finally gave her the keys. She escaped safely. Fredia later became a world kickboxing champion. The Grim Sleeper was arrested many years later. He had accidentally chosen one of the strongest and most skilled women alive. Bruce Lindahl, the killer, who killed himself. Bruce Lindahl was a suspected serial killer in Illinois, linked to more than 10 brutal murders in the late 1970s and early 1980s. In 1981, he attacked an 18-year-old boy he thought would be an easy victim. During the violent struggle, something unexpected happened. Lindahl accidentally stabbed himself in the femoral artery, the major blood vessel in his leg, with his own knife. He bled out very quickly and died at the scene, right next to the young man he had tried to kill. The teenager survived the attack. Years later, DNA evidence connected Lindahl to multiple unsolved murder cases. The killer who had escaped justice for so long ended his own life the moment he chose the wrong target. It remains one of the most ironic deaths in criminal history. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. Richard Ramirez, famously known as the Night Stalker, terrorized Los Angeles throughout 1985. He committed a series of horrifying crimes that left the entire city in fear. One day, after seeing his own face on the front page of newspapers in a convenience store, he panicked. He ran outside and tried to carjack a woman named Angelina. Her neighbor, a 50-year-old man, saw everything and immediately ran to help. When Ramirez threatened him with a gun, the neighbor refused to back down and pulled him out of the car. Within seconds, the entire neighborhood, who all recognized the Night Stalker from the news, surrounded him. Ordinary people beat him with fists, steel rods, and anything they could find. When police finally arrived, Ramirez was bleeding badly and crying. He screamed, "I did it! It's me!" begging the officers to arrest him so he could be protected from the angry crowd. He later received 19 death sentences. The man who had spread terror across the city was almost beaten by the very people he had victimized. Carol Duranch versus Ted Bundy. In November 1974, one of America's most notorious serial killers approached a young woman named Carol Duranch at a shopping mall in Utah. He pretended to be a police officer, showed her a fake badge, and told her that someone had tried to break into her car. He asked her to come with him to the police station to file a report. Carol, who was only 18 at the time, felt something was off but still went with him. Once inside his car, Bundy suddenly pulled out a gun and tried to handcuff her, but Carol fought back fiercely. She kicked him, screamed, and managed to open the car door while the vehicle was moving. She tumbled out onto the road and escaped. Her brave escape and detailed description of Bundy helped police connect him to multiple murders. Carol's testimony later played a key role in Bundy's conviction. The killer who had fooled so many people accidentally chose a young woman who refused to become his victim, and helped bring him closer to justice. Wayne Nance. The home invasion. That went wrong. Wayne Nance was a suspected serial killer in Montana who had already committed several murders. One night in 1986, he broke into the home of Doug and Chris Wells, a married couple. He attacked Doug first and tied him up. He then turned his attention to Chris. But what Nance didn't know was that Doug and Chris were prepared to fight for their lives. During the struggle, Chris managed to grab a gun. She shot Wayne Nance multiple times. Doug, despite being injured, also joined the fight. Together, the couple killed Nance inside their own home. Later investigation linked Nance to several unsolved murders in the area. The serial killer who had successfully attacked others before picked the one house where the couple fought back together and ended his killing spree permanently.